Now, say my name.
The Rolling Bad Podcast.
You're goddamn right.
Welcome to the Rolling Bad Podcast, episode number 81, coming to you from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We're recording on Thursday, December 26th, only 364 more days to Christmas.
That's right. Shop now.
I'm your host, Off the Market, Elric, and with me is...
Probably too sick to be doing this, Bill Costello.
Yeah, you sound...
Thing is, I don't feel bad. I just sound like...
Trying to match my voice.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool if that was permanent and I could be like as cool as you? Nah, that would never happen.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a permanent chest infection that dropped my octave? Yeah.
Be like second puberty or something.
Yeah,
That'd
right.
Be awesome.
Oh, my God. How about no.
Okay.
So this is our last show
Of
for
this
the year.
Yeah.
And not only are we recording it right before the new year, but it will drop right before the new year, I'm assuming.
Hopefully, if I can,
If you decide to not try to die again.
That's right. That's what my goal. Not die in 2019.
Make it to 2020.
Woohoo!
So in today's episode, we'll touch on some big announcements.
Yeah.
Some big last-minute announcements by Games Workshop. And some little bit of the hobby that we've been up to.
Yep.
Since the last show. And then we're going to do a recap of the madness of 2019.
It's only when you see it on paper does it hit you what 2019 was.
Yeah.
For this whole hobby.
3 pages you compiled.
Yes.
And I would hesitate to say it's probably not even all of it.
No, I left off after a while. I started leaving off ancillary stuff because it just got to be too much. I couldn't type. I didn't feel like cutting and pasting and typing that much. So
yeah,
I just started hitting the major things.
Wow.
And I think we mentioned it earlier that this year would encompass, say, 2000 to 2010.
Yeah. Yeah, more
amount.
stuff dropped in 2019 than probably a decade previously
Yep.
of releases, which is absolutely bananas.
Yeah, there was an article in one of the British journals, British news thing, and they were talking about Games Workshop, the little company that could.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the statements one of the people made about the company, an investor relation guy, he was saying what Games Workshop does is they print money. They don't really have to market their product because it has a built-in market. And yes, it's a niche market, but they understand that, and they're not trying to become some huge force in the gaming world or, take over the industry. They're just printing money. Every time they release something, it flies off their shelves. Yeah. And having over 500 flagship stores in a day and age where brick and mortar stores are going away in droves, they're opening as quickly as they can in all these emerging markets.
This game is such a direct contradiction to the way, I almost feel like society is going.
Yeah.
We're moving obviously more towards a digital world where you can interact with anybody in the world at any time instantly. And yet, this game still requires you to go to a pre-designated location and meet face-to-face with other people.
Yes.
And play. And it's growing.
Yes.
It just seems so opposite of how everything else is going.
I think it just comes back to that point of people do like human interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind having that digital interaction with people. It's fun to be able to talk to painters in Norway and in England and Sweden and all these other places and to interact. I also know I'd love to go over there and hang out with those guys too in person. It would be, I would actually look forward to it if I had the means to do it.
Do you think maybe it has to do with, people play like MMOs and stuff because obviously it allows you to play with other people around the world, but there's all the visual aspects of it. You're playing a video game. Right. Whereas with this game, you still get that visual aspect with the models and the table, and you're still telling a story.
Yeah.
There's so much interaction. I wonder if that has something to do with it. I would love to see the psychology maybe behind this game or this style of gaming maybe.
Yeah, the miniatures world in general. I think there's a lot to be said for it. And honestly, I think a lot of those games that come out with pre-painted miniatures, they flash really big because they're super approachable and easy to get into and all that stuff. But then they tend to slack off. And yet a hobby like this where you have to put the effort into it, or, some people have their stuff painted, but it's no big deal. There's still that we all have common ground. We've all been through the same hurdles of buying this army and putting together something, and then we meet and we play, and 95% of the times we have a great time with our opponents, even if we've never met the guy before at a big con, we still have a great time because we have something to talk about. We have common ground.
Yeah.
And I think that's what brings the community together the most. Maybe. Armchair psychiatry, psychology
Maybe.
Here.
Yeah. I like it.
Yep. So anyway, we're going to get all into what GW did. So we'll probably hit more stuff like that shortly.
Maybe do you want to add predictions for 2020?
Oh, of course.
And hobby resolutions?
Oh, yeah. We got to do that
year?
so we'll have something to break.
Oh, yeah. So good. All right.
One of the things I want to mention in that community thing is on the 14th of December, we had the Games Workshop Christmas party at our local GW store.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was one of those deals where I think I mentioned it while we were sitting there. Can you imagine having this 5-6 years ago?
No.
No. And what was crazy was our store manager pushed it hard, and he got an amazing turnout. They have a Secret Santa program there, and the buy-in was like you had to buy $50 worth of stuff for someone else.
Yeah.
A minimum of $50. And a lot of people spent a lot more than that.
I believe the average, he said, was like 147 and change.
Yeah. So
that everybody, and their goal last year they had 40.
Yeah.
And HQ told him that they wanted to shoot for 50.
Yeah.
Which he technically got,
but
there was 2 drops.
There was 2 drops.
So 48 people actively participated, but 50 signed up. So 48 people all buying Games Workshop goodies for each other. At an average of almost $150 a pop.
I cleaned up like there was no tomorrow. I mean, I got stuff that floored me.
Yeah.
When I opened it up, I was just like, no. Well, I'll say it flat out. I can say it. I got one of the Black Library Advent calendars.
Yep.
That thing was $150 by itself.
Yeah.
And then I got kits, and I got a Start Collecting box, and I got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I bought a ton of stuff too, but it was amazing. It was truly amazing.
Yeah, you were one of those people that skewed the average.
Yeah, I may have hurt his average a little bit, but I wanted to buy the guy's list. Yeah. So I wanted to get him what he wanted. So
yeah, I did quite well myself.
Yeah, you did.
It was it was like a joke that worked out well.
Yeah,
in my favor. So somebody bought me 4 boxes of Brutes.
Yep.
Because Anders had told me that just write whatever you want, how crazy it is on the list, and then every day on Twitter, message the Red Gabo because they're picking people, and they'll likely just
pick
buy
your list.
you. Yeah, they'll buy you whatever's on your list or some stuff on whatever. So he said you might as well just go crazy.
Yeah.
And then for the Secret Santa, it means that whoever pulls your number will have a list of stuff to pick. Sure. And then you just buy however much you want. And so I had put 4 boxes of Brutes on there because I also had like 4 or 5 Start Collecting Iron Jaws boxes and then a Maw Crusher and some stuff. And I guess the guy looked at it and said, this guy really wants 4 boxes of Brutes? And Anders was like, yeah, I guess. And the guy just laughed, and he's like, okay. And he grabbed 4 boxes.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I have a stupid amount of Brutes. I have a stupid amount of Iron Jaws now,
Yes, you do.
which makes me very happy.
You have an issue. You have an Iron Jaws.
I have a destruction issue.
Yeah, you do. You have a true
It's
destruction issue.
Yeah, I probably have over 10,000 points of destruction at this point.
Okay, that's a nice conservative estimate.
That is, isn't
Yeah.
it? I might have close to 18,000.
I
points
would put it closer to that. Yeah,
between Trogs and Squigs and
you're
and
silly.
the Jaws. I haven't even started on Bone Splitters yet.
Jeez. You got it where it counts.
Yep,
In the destructions.
it's so good once it hits the lips.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to, like I said, I want to throw a big shout out to Anders for organizing. That store was packed. We probably violated every fire code in existence
Yeah,
because there was probably 60, 70 people in that store, and we were eating because he catered it. He paid to have it catered, and it was an incredible atmosphere, and to see the community that he has fostered and built over there at the store, it makes it all worthwhile. It's like, this is why we go and hang out at the GW store.
Yep.
Because we got people, we got friends, we can play games. It's amazing. And we haven't had that in this town, honestly, since Anders came along and started that store. So,
yeah, it's definitely ebbed and flowed as the number of game stores in this town have ebbed and flowed over the years too. But I think the Warhammer store is here to stay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So considering I think he said it's one of the better performing stores in the world.
I hope so.
Which is crazy. Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
Well, it goes back to the amount of effort he puts into it.
Yeah.
And I think there was a need. I think it filled I'm reasonably sure Games Workshop doesn't do things just because it looks fun.
Yeah.
They looked at the environment and said, there's not a store for 400 miles in any direction. We can probably serve a customer base here.
Yep.
And they did. And what's funny is, they tried to get one in Albuquerque, and Albuquerque is such a absolutely stupid city that they couldn't make it happen. The Chamber of Commerce there is more like the Chamber of, I don't want to say it because it's Christmas, but
yeah,
harken back to 1938 Germany, and you'll know what I'm thinking. So,
wow.
Oh, dude, they are so stupid. They actively want to put businesses out of business. Actively.
There's certainly an inordinate amount of red tape you got to go through to get anything done in Albuquerque.
And then, meanwhile, GW contacts Rio Rancho, and they're like, oh, we'll go and look at all the different retail spaces, and we'll send you pictures and blah, blah, blah. And, before the GW guys even showed up, they had the stuff lined up for them.
Yeah.
And, just a difference in mentality, and boom, the store opens up, and now he's basically raking in money for GW.
Yeah. I mean, not to get crazy political or whatever, but Rio Rancho's so thirsty for business. I mean, it's almost 2020, and they're still trying to recover from 2008.
Yeah. So,
they'll take what they can get, and they definitely got a home run with the Warhammer store.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, that's local stuff here. So, shout out to Anders and the GW store and the GW company for the Christmas party and the Secret Santa stuff, and it was way cool. And thank you, Anders, because it was awesome.
It was super cool. Can't wait till next year.
Oh, I know.
It's
a thing.
I'm gonna see if I can turn it up myself, because I got a guy. I told him, give me a list of somebody who's new.
Yeah,
hasn't started
there
yet.
you go.
And I also think it's a great time, because there's some of the hobby stuff. It's a little pricey.
Yeah,
that you could, obviously you can get it cheaper at like Hobby Lobby or whatever. But the GW stuff is really nice, and that's a great time to be able to ask for that stuff.
You betcha.
And get it. And that's what I did for a guy. I bought him a bunch of hobby stuff and a bunch of Night Haunt.
Nice.
To help him get that hobby ball.
Get it rolling.
So
that's how we build communities.
Yep.
So I also want to throw a shout out, and I don't know if everybody knows about this, but if they don't, Steve Foote is a guy who is incredibly well known in the AOS narrative community.
Who? Just kidding. Yeah, if you don't know who Steve Foote is.
Yeah.
sorry for you.
Yeah, because he's pretty damned amazing. And he has started a website and a Patreon, and it's called Footworks, and it's www.footworks, FOOTEWORKS.co.uk. And go out there and check it out. If you're even slightly into the narrative aspects, the man he oozes ideas. He literally oozes ideas for narrative things, for new ways to look at old things. Just his sketches are enough to motivate people to do new things, try a new army, all this stuff. It's nuts. And he's set up a Patreon, and he's published a book. It's a small book, but of his table ideas, some different terrain and table ideas, that's worth every penny that he's selling it for. And just go out there and take a look if you're inspired at all by the narrative stuff, or if you're just looking for a new theme or something like that. You can engage with Steve, and he's an incredibly friendly, incredible, helpful guy. So I just kind of want to throw a shout out to Steve Foot and his Footworks, and just go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. I really do.
Yeah.
Also, kind of want to say, watch this space, because in the new year, we're going to have a new contest, and it's going to be kind of cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're not going to give any more than that, but it's going to, yeah.
You don't want to say that whole new year, new army?
Yeah, we could say something like that, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. New year.
And not for us.
New army. No, not for us. For some lucky
listener
or watcher on YouTube or something like that. So, yeah, it's going to be cool.
Should be tasty.
Yeah. And then oh my God, I'm going to cry until.
Yeah, this one came out of the blue.
Yeah, and it hurts me in the heart place. Duncan is leaving Games Workshop.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not friends with Duncan. I don't know how his mind works and what he wants to do when he grows up. But right. I think it's sad that he wants to grow up and leave Games Workshop. Although I can kind of understand it, because for the last few years, he's been kind of the face of that company. He's been, he's done, for a while he was doing all the events. He was traveling to all of them and doing the seminars and the stuff. But yeah, it's just so weird that he's moving on.
Yeah, it's been interesting seeing the reactions on Twitter. A lot of like the GW people posting pictures of them and Duncan and like sharing stories, and so it's really weird. It makes me wonder like what happened. It was a rumor that was circulating on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, I believe.
Yep.
And then he had to come out on Twitter and actually say, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I wanted to drop this after Christmas,
on Boxing Day and all that."
But yeah, I'll be leaving, and
in
the new year. It's just like, wow.
But, you look by the same token, do you want to do the same thing all the time for the rest of your life? I'm sure it gets pretty hectic and it gets a little weird, and, maybe there's a different approach he wants to go.
Yeah.
A different thing he wants to do.
More power to him.
That's right.
So
he's done a lot for the company, and he's done a lot for people, teaching people to paint and helping people learn. So he's definitely left a mark on the hobby.
Yeah.
But he will be missed, for sure.
Big shoes to fill there, Peach.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair to Peach.
No.
Peach has done a fantastic job on his own.
Yeah, he sure has.
So whoever they bring in.
Well, they did. They brought in Nick.
Oh, yeah, Nick has been doing a lot of videos. Yeah, Nick's been doing
the videos and stuff. And,
all right. Well,
one thing that's so weird about Nick is he's, a really approachable guy, and he's a lot of fun to talk to.
Giant of a man.
Yeah, huge. My God. But, keep in mind, he was also a heavy metal painter. He's got the chops. It's not like he's kind of, just coming along at this. No, he's got crazy good skills. So, and his videos are fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
So, So I think they're in good hands. I really do.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, if we have Nick and Chris Peach, then.
Yep.
All right, get out of here, Duncan. We're done.
We're done with you, man. Take your two thin coats, and there's the door.
Oh, Duncan, come back.
We love you. Okay. Let's move into New Dawn, because there really hasn't been a lot.
No, we got a bunch of cool stuff announced on Christmas yesterday that we want to touch on. But other than that, I don't think a lot else went up on last Saturday.
I mean, even last Saturday, was this some made-to-order kits?
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand they're in that slowdown. They're in that,
Everybody's on holiday.
Yeah.
Holidays, they call it. Yeah, whatever.
They don't want to be, hey, let's do all the Sisters of Battle releases on Christmas Day. Yay.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, it would have been nice, but
That would have been awesome.
I don't think they were wanted to be manned for that. So
yeah, it won't matter at this point. But the Dark Vengeance box is getting reissued as a made-to-order, but it'll be gone by the time this goes live. I think.
Yeah, it'll be.
It's so weird because that start box was around for freaking ever.
I know,
and now it's like, get your hands on it one last time.
One last try.
Like, man, if you don't have those freaking Dark Angels or Chaos Marines, but at this point,
I
don't know what to tell you because that was a start box for 2 editions.
Yeah,
but yeah, they are fantastic models.
Yes,
some of the best snap fit
ever.
Oh, yeah, if you want to do Dark Angels, man, get your hands on those.
Yes, if you're at all a Dark Angels guy, grab that now.
Yep.
Oh, so good.
And then
so good.
Are you going to order the ring bearers?
The part of me that says support Middle Earth says order it
and buy all the hero models when they come out.
Yeah, fear of missing out guy says hurry up and order those. The guy that's looking at what I'm going to do for armies and stuff is like, you don't need that at all. No, it's not something you really.
That's how it was too.
Yeah, but yeah, I just I can't see myself really going down that road.
Yeah,
and it's I love them. I would probably love to have them, and I'm going to regret it the minute they're no longer available.
Sure.
And I'm just going to have to deal with that regret, I think. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
I love them, but no, not that much.
Yeah. And then the only announcement that really mattered.
Yeah.
We already have the next 2 armies
Yay!
for Age of Sigmar announced. And I knew they were coming. I did not think they would be this quick.
And I didn't think they'd be together either.
Right. In a box together.
Yeah.
Oh, with new models.
Yes.
KO and Tzeentch.
It's nuts.
So good.
Cats and dogs living together.
Yep.
Man. And, just that new KO model is...
Yeah, the new hero.
You turn the aesthetic up a little bit. Very, very nice. What I'm dying for is to see that stupid book.
Yep.
And please, for the love of God, make them something that can be fun again.
Yeah.
Let's
make KO
great again.
Yep.
God, we got to get hats.
Telling you.
And they got to be purple. Because if you wear a red hat, I'll kill you.
Fair enough. I'm down, though. I'd wear it.
Just with the way they're doing the new books.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon about what they're going to do to KO. You have a relatively decent model range. I mean, there's enough models in there to pique everybody's interest.
Yeah.
And they've made bits and they've made changes, but not a lot. I'm hoping that they get a full top to bottom redo to make them a viable force again. Because
they have to. That book is literally unplayable in the fact that you can't buy that book and
play a game.
Like you have to download pages of freaking FAQs to change what's in that book.
That's right.
So, yeah, they pretty much have to scrap the whole thing and start over.
Yeah.
And I have to say, especially looking at, since you so kindly put together not only what came out this last year, but when it came out.
Yeah. I'd
say the last dud was Gloomspite Gitz, and that was January.
Yeah.
And we've had 11 books, spoiler alert, 11 books since then.
Since then.
And I know some people kind of are a little hard on the ogres. The
Maw Tribes.
The Maw Tribes book, I think it's still really good.
I think it's phenomenal.
And if anything, the other 10 have been through the roof.
Yeah.
So I feel like KO and Tzeentch, because Tzeentch is the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have so many pages of errata to play that
Yes.
book as well. That's why I knew these two books had to be coming.
Sure.
I just didn't think they would, like I said, be January releases,
Yeah.
it looks like. Yeah, I have the utmost faith in the fact that both of these books will be fresh and new and fun and competitive
and a good take on these older ranges,
yeah.
which, if you think about it, is laughable because those two ranges are, a little less than 3 years old, and we're calling them old.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, they've been languishing in the back. It's not like you run into a lot of Tzeentch stuff. Or, when you do run into KO, you're just like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Look what you brought.
Somebody's just now getting the internet in their country or whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so hopeful that this
So am I.
fixes.
So am I, because
Yeah.
KO absolutely love that army. And Tzeentch looks cool, too.
That new it's not a sorcerer, it's a... No, it is a sorcerer.
Yeah, some kind
Sorry.
of magister, sorcerer,
Yeah.
lord or something. I don't know.
I was sitting there thinking it was a...
Take your time, Bill.
What were they called? The ones we hated so much that...
Oh, Skyfire?
Skyfire.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's not a Skyfire.
No, it's a character.
Yeah.
They're both characters.
So, which is appropriate.
Yeah.
So,
And somebody was talking about how on the cover of the Tzeentch book is a acolyte on a disc. So does that mean we're going to get more Tzeentch stuff? Is it just the hero, or are we going to get more kits when that book drops?
oh, who knows? Or maybe they're going to release a kit of discs that you can put anything on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to put a Doom Bowl on a disc.
Can you imagine what the Osiark Bone Reaper guy would
Oh,
do
my God, yeah.
when, there's an entire army of people on discs that are moving 12
16.
plus, 16
Yeah.
plus a potential 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be like, excuse me.
Yeah. I heard
Stop.
you like Alpha Strikes with your Alpha Strike, bro, so we're going to Alpha Strike. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and again, I made this comment a little while ago off the air, and it almost seems to me that GW is consciously coming out with all of these books and saying, hey guys, here's the new meta. The new meta is, there's no meta, get used to it.
Yeah. Keep up.
Yeah, don't even fall asleep. If you're going to go and spend $2,000 on an army because it does something cool right now, in 3 weeks you're going to be crying because you lost $2,000.
Yeah, because the FAQ just changed it.
That's right. Or we released a new faction that says, oh, that cool thing that you do, we turn that off. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fantastic for competitive play because it keeps everything fresh, and it's not like, a couple of years ago, who won? Disciples of Tzeentch. Really? How badly did they win? Well, they had 6 of the top 10. Oh, okay, next event. Oh, who won? Disciples of Tzeentch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty sick back then. It was really bad. But then, since the new edition, I don't think there's been any one faction that has lasted. I mean, they're all good, and in good hands, people are taking almost anything to a victory.
Yeah, 'cause I think we just got that one event that had like 4 or 5 Slaanesh
But they were brand new,
in
too.
the top 10. Yeah, and it didn't exactly repeat.
Yeah, no one knew how to deal with that mechanic at that moment.
Sure.
And now it's gone back to, Lizardmen won an event.
Yeah, and
So.
I know some people have been showing a little higher than average winnings with Bone Reapers.
Yeah.
That army is pretty disgusting. But mechanically, they're totally different. So I wonder how much
That's right.
of that is opponents trying to figure out the army, trying to remember what your army does while also trying to remember
While
what my army
learning
does,
what they do.
while also keeping in mind the mission and stuff, that kind of thing. And then so much of that army focuses on their heroes.
Yeah.
And now with KO dropping, who is notoriously shooty
Good at taking out heroes. Yeah.
So we'll see if maybe that meta switches around real quick. So I feel like at this point, if you want to play competitively, you have to make like one of three choices. One is, okay, you try to keep up with the meta.
Yeah.
And you just buy the new army, speed paint it so that you get as many points out of painting as you can, play it until something, for 2 to 4 months,
So
whatever.
the trick wears off.
And then sell that, use the money for it to buy the next hot thing, and then just try to ride that wave,
Yeah.
which I'd imagine is really difficult. Or you focus on one army that you've played for a long time.
Yeah. And you get stupid good at it.
Yeah, and you look at all the tools you have available, and when new books drop, you say, okay, well, how am I going to counter that?
Right.
How am I going to counter this? What tools do I have to deal with? If I need to ally something in, what do I do? What endless spell allows me to counter that? Things like that. Or a new army drops and you just really like it.
Yeah.
I know Bone Reapers have been kind of a divisive army aesthetically.
Yes.
But some people really like it, and it helps that they're pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
And
Not the people, the army.
Right. God.
Sorry.
That would hit harder for Nurgle players, I think. But so you say, well, that's the army I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be really strong too.
Yep.
And I'll play that for like the next year or two.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to catch up with the meta, I'm going to build up this army and play it and have fun.
And I'm just going to go.
So.
And, it's the top players. I mean, some of them chase the meta, but more often than not, they're just really, really good at the army they play.
Yeah.
Or a selection of armies they play, and they select the right tool for the tournament. They look at what's coming up, what's new. Here's what I have that can whoop the you-know-what out of that. Yeah. And they rely on their just superior gamesmanship.
Generalship.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So
dice rolling, basically. They roll their dice better than you.
Well, a lot of those guys actually put themselves in positions where the result of the dice doesn't matter. That's the key to winning, is minimizing the randomosity. So there will always be randomness, but you can mitigate a lot of that by being in the right place at the right time.
Are you trying to say, Bill, that if you're really good at this game, you can anticipate random things like die rolls and turn orders and overcome those and still win your games?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I think that's. I can't.
So in previous episodes when we were talking about how to get better, and I was just like, get better and stop complaining, and you
and I
get upset with me.
I crapped on that idea.
Full circle. I got you by the end of the year.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
you did.
I'm just kidding. No, it was
learn
seriously.
to play better.
Yeah, right. If I still stand by, if you're a really quality player, it's because you can anticipate the randomness and try to compensate for it instead of getting upset about it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's the truth. It's the truth.
So very hyped, very much hyped.
Oh yeah,
for the KO and Dots.
It's going to be an interesting January. I'll tell you that much.
January. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's what they had a couple of years ago. Was January.
Yeah.
They can do it again, or call it Canuary. Whatever. Oh, they'll figure it out.
Maybe they'll call it January, and they'll be like, "There's a bunch of really cool stuff coming out for Tzeentch, and it'll totally change." Blah blah blah, and then one kit will drop like they love to do for orcs in October. Not bitter. Not bitter at all.
Not bitter. The new orc. It's October.
Yeah. Anyways, moving.
Yeah. So I can't use bikes. That was October?
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Okay. So, screw you, legends.
Yep.
All right, so let's do a little creation. You said you want to talk about creation?
Yeah, we've both done a little hobby.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've just been painting Randall's.
Yep.
Free Cities, Sigmar.
Yeah.
Stuff. Just trying to get those stupid great swords done.
Oh, I know.
I'll get there. I finally got all the paints that I wanted. I almost have 10 of them done.
Nice.
And I can just replicate that and move on to the easier stuff. Then what have you been up to in the hobbies?
Before I took sick, which was really right after the Christmas party, because that Monday or Tuesday I began to be a basket case.
Yeah.
It's been really long. I put skin on my ogres. So, well, let's just say I painted the skin.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, there's been no rituals.
Okay,
There's been no.
Okay.
Although I can't find the cat. No.
Another piece of jerky?
Yeah, please. But yeah, I got some skin tones on there, and I didn't want them all to look the same, so I did 2 different skin flesh tones, and then I just did a weird thing that I saw in a video, and for the life of me, I can't remember who the video was. I think it was actually Chris Peach.
Okay.
But instead of putting a wash on the skin, like you would normally do, like a Reichland Flesh Shade or what have you, I took Guilliman Flesh and
which is a contrast.
It's a contrast paint, yeah. And I diluted it like 1 part paint to 6 parts contrast medium. I mean, it was a really thin coverage,
like essence of Guilliman
Flesh. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But it was enough that it highlighted the musculature and it went where it was supposed to do. It had that effect. It kind of tied all the flesh together, even though there's different tones. They look almost like cohesive. Well, they do look cohesive.
Right.
And then I just used the original flesh tone, again, thinned out quite a bit to highlight, the uppermost portions of the flesh. And, I mean, they've come out looking pretty good so far.
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I noticed they're all white. Privilege much there? Just kidding. Just kidding.
My ogres are Nordic. They're just not going to be that way. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Were you one of the guys on Twitter talking all kinds of smack about Sisters of Battle Art? Now they're.
Oh God.
Did you see that?
No, and I'm probably glad, aren't I?
Oh man.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So apparently there's some people out there, very upset that the Sisters of Battle artwork is not a bunch of supermodel, attractive women,
blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white, Nordic, Scandinavian bikini team models. Yeah, because every planet that has Sisters of Battle is that way.
Sure,
they're all part of the Swedish bikini team.
And how dare they have shaved heads or on a scale of 1 to 10, they're maybe not 10s. I don't know. Maybe because they're too busy purging heretics, you clown. Anyways, whatever.
I mean, oh, God. There's that little faction of our hobby that goes back and makes me wonder, is evolution real? Because in some cases, I don't think that dude evolved. I really don't. Yeah. I just, I think back to that uproar when they had the dark-skinned Stormcast. And I just think to myself, you cannot defend attacking that model in any way, shape, or form other than the fact, just say you're a racist.
Yep.
And move along.
Yep.
There's no other. And that whole thing of, all Sisters of Battle must be 10+ Miss Utah or Miss Scandinavia. I'm glad I missed that social media uproar.
It was, it was a bit of a spike on the Twitterverse. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah. Because especially military women, they're all hot.
Oh, and they're all white, too.
Oh, yeah. Every one of them.
And they all have the same hair color.
Yeah, sure. It's what happens when you get the gene seat. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of boot camp for women.
Sure. Haircut.
They get an extra week of beautification.
That's right. Yeah. Makeup and, okay, here's your makeup training.
Yeah. And training on how to march with a rucksack and heels.
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, bless their hearts. Anyways, totally derailed that
Push that butt out, girl. Push that butt out.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, what were we going to... What were we creating?
Controversy. Controversy.
Controversy.
So on top of that, I got a couple of games in
Yay!
for our Paths to Glory.
I didn't get a single one. I'm
kind
so
of embarrassing, Bill, but I wasn't going to call you out on it. But
You
since
should,
you brought
but-
it up,
I was pretty sick.
I find that to be unacceptable.
Okay.
So next time you decide to knock on death's door,
Mm-hmm.
remember you got to get your 2 games in before you do it.
Roger that. I'll call you over and get you just this way.
So I played one more game with my Dwarden.
Yep.
And played against...
I thought you played against.
I played against Castillo's
Castillo,
Iron Jaws, yeah. And turns out that it Path to Glory levels, 3 pigs are terrifying.
Yes.
And he stomped me pretty hard. And I just kind of was like, well, I had talked about how this was a cool opportunity to have a lot of different armies.
Yeah.
And somebody else joined and also was playing Free Cities. And not just playing Free Cities, but also playing
dwarves.
Dwarden.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. I mean, I did it because when I chose the army, there was no other order.
Right.
And I happened to have a bunch of Dwarden laying around. So I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to switch. Because I don't know, wasn't really feeling it, whatever.
Sure.
Anyways, excuses. And because we upped the point totals from Path to Glory starting to
Right.
everybody's at a universal
Now we're at
750,
numbers. Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, what can I do with Trogs?
Oh God.
And I dug through the book and was disappointed. And then looked on the Azir app where they had all the
Which
new
is
points
updated.
totals. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, tasty. So, yeah, I brought Trogs to the new week, and that's what I'll be playing going forward. All Trogs. So
All
that
Trogs
was-
all the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
There was the temptation to bring a Fungoid Cave Shaman because I think he slots in aesthetically with the
Sure.
army.
And
But-
it gives you magic. So
He does. But you know who else gives me magic? Big Mama. And I have a
Oh,
Big
from
Mama.
Tristan.
Thanks
Big
to Tristan.
Mama.
So, and this will definitely be motivation to get her painted and out on the table to
in a
lead,
big way.
to lead her children's.
Oh,
Yeah,
so cute.
it's so good.
Oh,
And I have to say that at smaller games like this, 750 points, the look on your opponent's face when you explain crushing grip
yeah. It's
to
a
them, it's so good. So good. Yeah, there might have been a slaughter priest. Oh, no, a blood secretor
oh boy.
that met a grisly
And
horrifying
horrifying.
end before I even got to roll for the club.
Wow.
Went straight for the head squish and got it.
Jeez.
Rolled a 6.
Poor Anders.
Thanks for playing, buddy. Thanks for playing. Those good times. So, yeah, they've just been fun to play,
Yeah.
which is what I was looking for. And that was kind of the other problem with the Dwarden was I felt like by adding more to that army, I was going to start leaning more towards more competitive stuff, and that's
Yeah.
not really what I wanted to
Yeah,
do. And
that's
it
not
made
what we're here
sense.
for, yeah.
Yeah, it made sense narratively because I'm playing Greywater Fast, and so of course there's nothing wrong with adding an artillery piece or two here and there. I don't know. I didn't want to skew the game such that we're going to deploy, and then I'm just going to open up on you with 2 rounds of heinous shooting.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have fun.
Right.
So the other way is to just add more Dwarden, which,
then becomes not so much fun for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't get around the table. Because we were playing 750 points on a 6x4 using out of the book missions. And that's kind of rough.
Yeah, it is.
That's real rough trying to get stunties around at that rate. So, anyways, yeah, I canned the dwarves and picked up the Trogs, which is what I wanted to play. Trogs are squigs,
Yeah.
and I didn't because I'm in the middle of a air quotes commission.
Yeah.
I felt it would be kind of cheap to stop doing that and build a bunch and paint my own stuff. So I want to focus on that. And the Trogs are ready to go, and they look fantastic.
Honestly, it's only Randy, though.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Come on.
Just dip it. In the words of Healing Hammer, just dip it.
Just dip it.
Yeah.
Anyways. I'm
so-
kidding.
Yeah, those are my games. I got a couple games in with the Trogs.
Nice.
Got absolutely steamrolled by the Bone Reapers in my first game with them against Troy again. That army's terrifying.
Yeah. Can be.
Even just 750 points, that
Sure.
army is pretty scary. And then I played Anders.
Yeah.
His blood tithe.
Yep.
And it was a good game, but I smashed him good.
Oh my.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool.
So we want to take a little break and then roll into.
We will start the year in review when we return.
Yeah.
And this might be a long show because it was quite the year.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think that in our last show, we got a little excited. We got ahead of ourselves. We had a bit of a premature evaluation. And over the last 2 weeks, we've kind of had a bit of a rest and got hydrated. And now we're ready to go in for the second time. And
we're going to put a full thrust on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how long we can endure. My God.
The double entendre is getting really stupid now.
I'd like to double her entendre.
Break time.
Yep. Welcome to the Rolling Bad Podcast, episode number 81.
We did that part.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Rolling Bad Podcast.
Episode number 81.
Episode number 80. Aye. All right, now that we're back from break, we're going to recap.
2019.
Bill was so kind as to put it all together in chronological 3 pages of nonsense glory here.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It is. It's absolutely, it's nuts. So I want to just hit some things in January.
In the beginning.
That we're not even going to really talk about.
Except we're going to talk about them because you want to start off with them.
Yeah, a little bit.
So they're important enough to start this whole bit off on, but they're not important to talk about.
But that's right, yeah, because they don't really hit us in the we play that game thing. So you had 2 different mobs come out for Underworlds. Mm-hmm. Custodia Venatari came out for 30K Heresy.
Oh, jeez.
Kill Team Arena came out, which was a new way to play Kill Team. And then the Killzone Sector Fronteras kit came out for Killzone.
Okay.
Blood Bowl Star Players came out. A bunch of different Necromunda gangs came out. The Noise Marine came out for 40K.
Wow, yeah, that was a year ago.
Yeah. And in the 40K world, Urban Conquest, the big box set, came out.
Yeah.
And Ahriman, the Sorcerer Ahriman,
okay,
came out. For Middle-earth, you had the General's Accessory Pack came out, the Gondor at War book came out, and Thorin and Azog came out, model-wise. I mean, that in and of itself... Oh, and Titan Death. I forgot Titan Death.
What was Titan Death?
That was for Adeptus Titanicus. It was the book.
Oh,
it was the first expansion book for AT.
Yeah, that's how they started 2019.
Yeah, that's just January. And this is not anything to do with the game we play.
Yeah.
So, honestly, highlighting January had to be the release of the Stormcast heads. The set, 2 different sets of heads for Stormcast. And we can kind of move on. Because, yeah, that was January for AOS. Or, there might have been other stuff.
Killing me. So, Gloomspite came out in January.
Yep.
With the new Trog kits, the new Squig kits, which were all fantastic.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I fell in love with the Trogs.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And the Squigs are phenomenal, too, which might explain why I have an obscene amount of both. Unfortunately, I think the book was a bit of a dud. It's a great idea. I think we finally saw that was like the first book that really took a whole bunch of stuff that was loosely in Destruction and put it together in a book. And I think they're probably a little too conservative on how well it synergized with each other. I think the internal balance of that book is a bit weak.
Yeah, it's...
Especially compared to the stuff that's coming out now with like Orc War Clans.
And how everything works together and synergizes. Yeah. That book didn't have it.
Right. So. It's not that it's unplayable. Still a playable book. Yeah. There's still a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. And There is a build that's competitive. I think it's probably a pretty boring list to play, but it can still punch hard. You take 6 spellcasters and spam endless spells.
Yep.
They're probably the weakest army to do that behind Hollow Heart and the new Slaves to Darkness. There's one of the factions in Slaves to Darkness that does pretty well with spellcasting. Skaven obviously do it way better, and I'm sure Tzeentch will be terrifying as well with it. So,
it better be,
but yeah, it was a cool try, and maybe we'll see the book kind of get revisited. Maybe not in 2020, but in 2021 maybe. So until then, I'll roll trugs and squigs, baby.
And, you know, the thing they can do to fix a lot of that stuff is add keywords to different units, change some keywords here and there.
Yeah.
So that they can synergize with each other and use each other's abilities.
Yeah.
And you could go a long way towards moving them towards where some of the other books are now.
Definitely.
So
that was January.
That was just January. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different reasonably big releases. I mean, some of them are just, okay, the Blood Bowl star players. Yay, here's some models. But, you know, the Noise Marine was a thing. Urban Conquest was a whole new way to play 40K, a campaign system that works amazingly well, I think, personally.
Yeah.
The Ahriman kit, you know, the Sorcerer Ahriman.
Gorgeous.
Hello. That is such a phenomenal kit. And then Middle-earth got kits and accessory packs and a huge book for Gondor at War. That's a huge expansion for Middle-earth.
I think that's one thing that we're going to see as we go through this list is that Lord of the Rings gets some steady attention.
Yes.
Not always, you know, huge waves of releases, but it is definitely a game now that they acknowledge exists.
Yes.
And they support, which is awesome.
In a big, big way. I think it's because the guys that are in that team are supremely motivated.
Oh, yeah.
And they enjoy the you-know-what out of it. So they're going to do it.
The definition of a passion project.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that play it are equally passionate.
Yes. And they support you know, they were on the stream just the other day with the Middle-earth takeover, and then they had the Throne of Skulls for Middle-earth, and the level of hobby that you see, the level of investment and time, effort, money, the whole night, it's over the top.
Yeah. How
dedicated those guys are, and they support the flagship. They support the company. When they announce something, it sells out.
Yep.
So
February,
the shortest month, kind of like me.
Yep.
Rolls around. And, well, gosh, what could we put out that might be kind of cool? Let's just, a Goblin Blood Bowl team. That would be fun. Sure. Some Psychers for Necromunda would come out. The Dreaded Ambowl for Blackstone Fortress would come out.
Gorgeous kid.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's crazy cool. Some Night Lords for Horus Heresy. Yeah, small little splash release there. Oh, and also from Forgeworld, you had all the Space Puppies come out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Horus Heresy stuff. In the, holy crap, let's just change the whole world of 40K. Let's drop the Gene Stealer cults with their completely new way to deploy all of their stuff, the books, the cards, the models, the whole 9 yards that came out for them. Let's just drop that in February, too.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we haven't gotten to AOS yet. So in the Middle-earth strategy battle game, hey, let's drop, I don't know, a whole new box set with a gargantuan number of models to where you can buy that box set and start playing the game with just the box set. And it's pretty much hailed as the resurrection of Middle-earth strategy battle game.
Yeah.
New rule book, your basic 2.0 kind of thing here, and just incredible value in that box.
The Battle of Pelennor Fields box came out in February?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah, that might be one of the best boxes I've ever seen them do for any system.
Yeah, for any game. It's, again, very good. In there, you have enough an army of the dead, and plenty enough of them to start the seeds of an army. But when you play everything together in that, you can have a good versus evil full-scale battle from that box. And if you get 2 boxes, you just about go nuts because you've got an army on both sides.
Yeah.
So here's what we could go really crazy with.
Okay.
You can release some AOS Getting Started boxes for, like, say, maybe Maggotkin and Idoneth Deepkin.
Yeah.
That had been seriously lacking a Getting Started box that hit them in their new places and where they became powerful with the release of their books months and months earlier.
Yeah.
So these were 2 really good Getting Started boxes. Oh, hey, why don't we drop rats? How about some Skaven?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and how about some Flesh Eater Courts?
A double release in February. Not only a double release, but a box that came out with new characters for both of them with Carrion Empires.
Yeah.
That
amazing.
So good.
It's just crazy nuts. I look at that box all the time and go, this was so freaking wonderful. You had the Skaven, you had the Flesh Eater Courts. You actually put the Flesh Eater Courts from a laughable joke in the Death faction to top tables at most of the events for the next few months.
Yeah, that is a terrifying army. They're still pretty strong.
They are very strong, and Gristlegore is still a very viable build.
Yep.
Even though it's been rolled back a little bit, which, I mean, it needed to be because it was just a little too much.
Yeah, but there's still other viable builds in there.
And yeah, you're not limited to that.
Blister Skin is a thing.
Blister Skin, yeah. And then, at the same time, you had a complete rework of the Skaven come out.
Yeah.
And wow.
Everything Rat put in one book.
Yes.
So Pestilence was not separate anymore.
Right. And you basically made Skaven great again.
Ugh.
Because they were also sharing the top tables with the Flesh Eater Courts. And for the longest time there, they were neck and neck with each other. Yeah. Who brought more to the table? So that was kind of February.
Yeah. So we're already 3 books in.
Yeah.
With 2 months.
3 big books.
Yep. With new models for all of them.
Yep. And cards and dice. And I mean, when we mention these releases, understand that these are the releases. Everything that goes with them is also out. The books, the cards.
Terrain pieces.
Endless spells. Yeah, so these are major chunk releases. In addition to the Carrion Empire box set, which gives you a whole host of things. So, yeah, huge February. March
into March.
Take it away.
So, this was more of a 40K month.
Yeah.
We got Vigilus Ablaze, which is the beginning of a major campaign for 40K.
Yeah.
Major campaign. They came out with kits for it. We got Shadow Spear, which was the new the new 40K box.
Yeah.
Yes, basically.
Basically Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
All Primaris, all new models.
All new Chaos stuff, too, which was fantastic. Such good kits on both sides. The Speed Freaks vehicles became available separately.
Yep.
Instead of in the Speed Freaks box.
Yep.
We got the Chaos Space Marine 2.0 Codex.
Yep.
So cleaned all that up.
And incidentally, in a first for Games Workshop, if you had the old digital codex, it updated to the version 2.
Yeah.
You didn't have to buy it again.
Yeah.
So that was crazy cool.
We got Cawdor Bomb Rats.
Yeah, for Necromunda.
Ambots.
Yeah.
Which were, those were so cool. I can't believe I forgot about those already.
They were so cool.
God, Necromunda has some cool stuff.
Yes, it does.
The Nurgle Blood Bowl team.
Yep.
Horus Heresy Book 8.
Yes.
With the arguably the most anticipated Primarch of them all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if you're not a Blood Angels fan, you're still a Sanguinius fan.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. Everybody loves Sanguinius.
You have to.
He's the man.
Yeah.
So, and that, of course, came out to mixed reviews.
Sure.
And I remember the guys from Forge World saying that was the model that none of them wanted to do because it was so intimidating.
That's right. No matter what you did, someone was going to hate it.
Yeah. I think they crushed it.
They
I
did.
think it is a fantastic
beautiful.
He looks like an angel of death. He looks like the angel of death.
I think they captured that model and that guy perfectly with that. They also did something kind of weird with that release, which I can't say I agree with totally. With Sanguinius was available from Forge World to anyone that wanted it. You go to an event, you buy Sanguinius, you could order it from them. The scenic display base for Sanguinius for the longest time was only available at events that Forge World was at. And I thought that was kind of, I mean, he came with a display base, so you weren't screwed if you just bought him. But to get the really cool display base, you basically had to go to an event for a while. And then they started to say, no, we're going to put that up for open sale because that was a bad choice.
Yeah.
So
3 for 3 on Lord of the Rings releases. We got Elfhelm.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome model.
Yep.
And then yet another Age of Sigmar army book release with the Blades of Khorne.
And the endless spells and the
terrain.
Oh, my God. And this was Blades of Khorne 2.0.
Yeah.
And this was, hi, we're back.
This is Bloodthirster spam.
Yeah. We're here to crush your living soul.
Yeah.
And
They did pretty well for quite a while. They're still I think, very competitive army.
Very viable.
They've fallen off a little bit, but as to be expected. But yeah, that was a very strong book.
I wonder when we say they've fallen off a little bit, I wonder if it's just not as many people are playing them because they've moved on to the newer, hotter things.
Yeah, spoiler alert, 12 army books
Yeah.
for Age of Sigmar. So, yeah, I think you could say some people probably just moved on to something new.
Yeah, they went, oh, well, Slaanesh is pretty cool, too. Let me try that, I mean, you look at Levi, and he was all over the Blades for a while, and then his happy place got tickled when Slaanesh was announced, and boom, he's been Slaanesh ever since. That's his happy place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think they're any less playable or any less competitive. I think maybe just people are expanding into different things.
Sure.
Trying new or old stuff. So that was March.
That was March.
3 months in, 4 major releases.
4 AOS books.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Nuts.
What do we got in April?
Well, in April there was an anniversary of sorts because years before I had been born, and that was, of course, the new era for 40K and AOS and all that stuff when I hit the streets. So,
yeah? Is that how that works?
No, not at all. So anyway, in the 40K world, in keeping with the Chaos Space Marine wave from the month before, they released the Havocs, the Terminators, the Lord Discordant, which is still a big thing. And now with the new Chaos updates, he's going to go back to being a thing.
Yep.
So, Horus Heresy kits for the White Scars came out. Also in the not quite Games Workshop release, but a ancillary game, they released the Rise and Fall of Anvalor game, which I think has not gotten near enough because it is an AOS game that you play on the tabletop with no miniatures or anything like that. It's a fun game to play when you're with people that don't do miniatures.
Yep.
So it's a very cool game. In the Middle-earth world, you had Battle Companies 2 came out, the Battle Companies for the new version, which is basically Kill Team or Warcry for Middle-earth. And it's a great way to get into that game.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
So we've been talking about that and wanting to play it for 8 months.
For months and months and months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yep. So Middle-earth kits for Raza and Delgamar came out. Mary and I wrote it down as the Rohan girl. I cannot think of her name.
Eowyn?
Eowyn, thank you.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
her name.
I mean, she only killed the Witch King, but that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, but, I mean, that was like cliche kind of thing. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I was kidding. God, please don't.
So good.
In the Adeptus Titanicus world, the Warlord Titan kit came out,
Oh my God,
which
yeah.
was so amazing
Yeah.
and has literally scratched the itch for so many people to have that big model. And the next book, the next expansion came out, The Doom of Molech. But in the AOS world, it was a kind of an off month because they only had 2 little books come out. And I can remember we were up there at RandyCon.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but I didn't.
Yeah.
We were there at RandyCon when we watched the videos for the Fire Slayers 2 and the Hedonites of Slaanesh reviews. And,
Oh, yeah.
oh, my God. First of all, Fire Slayers got fired up,
Yeah.
if you
Endless,
will.
Endless prayers and
Yeah.
terrain kit.
And some of them went to 2 wounds, so they actually became a thing.
Yep.
And, yeah. And then the little thing, Hedonites of Slaanesh,
Yeah, we've gone on and on and on about how amazing that army looks.
yeah. It's nuts. And it plays well, too.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, they're kind of strong. Kind
They're-
of strong.
kind of strong. And again, they're not winning everything.
But they do pretty well for themselves.
They do well, and they got a pretty big nerf. I mean, they've gotten the comeuppance, so
Yeah.
they don't just summon 10,000 points per game anymore.
No,
but,
they just summon 8,000 points.
sure, but they're much more playable now, and they are susceptible to mortal wounds. So,
So that brings our grand count to 6. 6
major
army
books. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is April. This is the 4th month of the freaking year. So,
Yeah.
at this point, they could have stopped, done the turtle thing, gone into their shells, and not poked their head out for nothing for the rest of the year, and we would have had to basically say, damn good year, GW.
Yeah.
Damn good year. Thank you.
And they do a little bit of prayer dogging with that turtle
Yeah,
in the next month.
sure. We're going to take a quick break
Ooh.
before we get into May, because as you know, April showers bring...
Pizza.
How'd you know? Be right back.
Rolling straight into May.
Because really, that was like an AOS month. Because you had some Blood Bowl releases. Kill Team Elites came out. But Necromunda Hired Guns came out. But the rest of that was for us in the AOS world. Because we got a box set called Loon Curse.
Fantastic box.
Amazing box. Which angered a lot of people, maybe.
Yeah, still a little upset.
Still a little salty about that one. That it was so limited in quantity.
Yeah.
So,
Not only limited in quantity, but you got a new character model
Yeah.
for both the Sylvaneth and the Gloomspite kits.
right
It's still not available.
anywhere else. So
This came out in May.
yeah.
So it's 6 months now. We've been waiting for these heroes to be released.
In another fashion.
Cannot get them.
No, unless you bought that box, which you were lucky if you got it.
Yep. So that's unfortunate.
And also, a big thing that came out that I think went over pretty well was the Dominion of Sigmar terrain kits.
Yep.
Now, I have seen those in a lot of places and doing a lot of things and actually making tables. Because those are some seriously modular, seriously crazy cool terrain sets. So much so that they had the designer on the Warhammer stream, the TV stream, showing you how all the different things you could do with that kit. And it's pretty amazing,
Yeah.
that kit. And I think those went over pretty well, which was followed by Forbidden Power, which
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's gone over.
Really?
Have you heard much?
Everybody plays that stupid bridge.
That's a good point. The bridge went over real well.
The bridge and the ferryman.
Yeah. Ferryman's
Yes.
a great little... You know you've made a good sort of endless spell when they come out with MDF boards for the
Yeah.
spell so that you know exactly how much you can pack into its range.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's pretty good. But Forbidden Power, the rule set as a whole, I don't think really caught on all that. It didn't really seem to stick. I didn't see a lot of campaign play, if you will.
Yeah, but I think, to be fair, a lot of that additional stuff is kind of waning
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
So,
I think you could be right there. So, shall we leave May behind?
yeah, big month for Age of Sigmar, but no books.
No books.
So it was May. Was the first month that we did not get a new battle tome.
That's right.
Pretty strong.
But, I mean, technically we got Loon Curse and we got a major expansion in Forbidden Power to the game. So,
Yeah,
we can
definitely.
forgive them for not doing a book.
Can we?
Oh, all right. Maybe.
And then here comes June.
Wow. Not a lot across the board unless you're an AOS person. Some Acastus Knights come out for Adeptus Titanicus. Some Necromunda add-ons come on.
Cador.
Yeah, the Cador Executioner.
Oh, yeah, controversial.
Yeah.
Model, yeah.
And a new Lehman Russ kit for the 40K World, the Power Unbound cards.
Lehman Russ kit.
Yeah, well, a new repackaging of the Lehman Russ kit. No, not a new kit, but
Everything in one?
yeah.
Is it? Oh, like they do with the Baneblade?
Yeah, so you can do, now it makes them much more approachable. You don't have to pick through 50 different kits.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Or
but
the
then-
two that existed.
Yeah. And then mix and match parts.
Right.
But then you had AOS General's Handbook 2019.
Yeah.
Separate 2-book set because you had all the rules
Mm-hmm.
and then all the points.
Yep.
Yay.
And I think we saw why they did that because they just redid the points again
Yep.
earlier this week.
So, and it makes it, and I honestly believe that they wanted this as a method of putting out points. The General's Handbook was a way to tweak points. But then they realized that the handbook was also getting overridden because once those points were no longer the latest thing, people thought the whole General's Handbook was kind of outdated. And that's not what they intended. They intend the content of the General's Handbook to be good no matter what you're playing. So the General's Handbook 2017 is just as available today. You just have to ignore the points. But the rules that are in it are still, and some of the different mechanisms they put in there are just as viable today as they were then.
Definitely the scenarios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think separating the book is going to make it more as this is a book that stands by itself, and you can toss the points when they, no longer are valid. You can toss that pamphlet.
Did we get anything from Middle-earth? You have Middle-earth releases here, but nothing.
Yeah, and that was when I was getting probably lazy. I think there was just different kit releases. I think it was just a bunch of different heroes here and there, and
Okay.
I think that's when the different Nazgul sets came out too. Was in June.
Oh, wow.
The different 3 sets of Nazgul
Yeah.
that replaced the old 3-man sets.
Yeah.
So.
All right. July.
Dun, dun, dun.
Big month.
Big
Yeah.
month.
So, wow, where do you even want to start with that?
Let's start at the top.
Okay. Apocalypse. For 40K
Yeah.
for 8th edition.
And let's just say apocalypse that don't suck.
Yeah.
So,
A whole different rule set, not
Yes.
just how to play bigger games.
yeah, completely reimagined, rewritten rules. You get to play with your toys now, and you get to do it in an afternoon
Yeah.
instead of let's block out 48 hours and rent a house somewhere.
Definitely looking forward to getting a 40K army up to the size where we play.
Yeah, that we can do apocalypse style. It's nuts. The new rule mechanics are absolutely brilliant. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
You had Blackstone Fortress came out with a couple of different sets of expansions. Most of it was cards that came out to sort of change the layout here
Freshen
and
up
there.
the game.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that keeps Blackstone Fortress alive, and vibrant all the time. Even if you've played through it,
Yeah.
you can now go back through and it will be all new challenges and new fun.
Cool. Siege of Terra, Book 1.
Horus Heresy, Siege of Terra, Book 1.
Yeah, this was
Wow, was this controversial.
yeah.
I think you got to go back and look at it as, I don't even think they understood how big this was going to be.
No.
And then to make a couple of missteps along the way by letting people purchase multiple copies, oops, that turned into a nightmare.
Yeah, poo-pooed the bed on that one a little bit.
A little bit, but they kind of learned, and then they regressed, and then they learned again.
Yeah.
So, but they figured it out, and they finally got it kind of unmessed up. They've re-released the book now. It's not in the original. It's not, the original limited edition format. But
Right.
if you want it now, you can have it in multiple different formats. But that original weekend was, I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I was sitting at my computer waiting to hit the button. And by the time I could hit the button, I could not get that book. Ryan actually got a copy, and he was able to send it to me. So.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have it. So,
Yeah, that was a rough go.
yeah, very much so.
Codex Chaos Knights for 40K. This had all kinds of fun videos with Duncan
Oh, yeah.
and some new kits, which were fantastic.
Oh.
Are fantastic.
Yes.
I love the way Knights look in 40K, and the Chaos versions were just as cool.
And they hit all the high points. Oh, man.
Yep.
They did so well with that.
Chains and spikes and top knots on your Knights.
Yes, exactly. Make them look chaosy.
Yep.
Huge release.
And then,
We might have gotten something with a book.
yeah, nobody cares about that book.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, here we go. So Sylvaneth got re-released.
Yes.
And I guess this might be another book that didn't quite match the current power level, maybe?
Kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't seen them being the dominant force they once were,
Right.
which is interesting.
But you do see them higher up the rankings
Sure.
than they were before. But they never had that point where it was like, wow, we're the number one. We're the big cat on the block.
Right.
Because Slaanesh at this time was still dominating.
Yeah.
And nothing was changing that.
Well, Flesh Eater Court,
Yeah.
Skaven. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But that would be our 7th book
of the year,
of the year.
in the 7th month.
7th.
Wow. For Middle Earth, you had the Scouring of the Shire book, which I kind of look at as if you're into that army and you're into those kinds of scenarios and the gameplay that was going to be revolving around the Shire folk and what have you, that was a huge release because you had never been served before.
Yeah.
You had never had something that hit you. Now you had you have a full blown book. You have a full blown set of scenarios plus the Hobbit hole. You could get Bag End and build it, complete with instructions on how to make it look like Bag End.
Yeah.
So very cool release for Middle Earth strategy battle game. And then they just released this little offshoot kind of game
Yeah.
for AOS.
Bit of a-
you know.
Bit of a misfire, really.
Yeah, I think they probably could have done better. They probably think about it now as,
An oops.
yeah.
A real oops. Yeah. War cry.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
dominated from the moment it hit
Yep.
and has not looked back.
No.
It's just gone from oh my gosh to oh my gosh to oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. And honestly, it's literally one of those games where you can teach someone to play by showing them the card, showing what everything means on the card, and you're done. Move along. We'll cut to those really weird things like what happens when you fall, off a building. We'll cover that when it happens. But
Yep.
other than that, let's just start playing. And then you add the different points along the way, and of course the way that it's built around the campaign system and the fighters, the aesthetic of the models is so over the top cool that people just bought into it, and it hits everybody. It's no matter what aesthetic you like, there's something out there for you.
Yeah.
And if you just cannot stand any of the new Chaos stuff, you can play your Stormcast, you can play your Nighthaunt, you can play your Ironjaws. Does not matter. They have cards, or in the new annual, they have the readouts for everybody to consume and play and have a good time. It's amazing.
Yep.
They literally hit that one out of the park with Warcry. Amazing. So, just a simple little July. So, the 8th month of the year, August, comes. Honestly, there's not much for us. In fact, there's almost nothing for us. The Necromunda Book of Judgment comes out, which is some new rules. The Palanite Enforcers, which are the policemen, come out.
Amazing models.
Yeah, very, very nice. They put out a Kill Team Starter Set 2. So it's basically a Kill Team Starter Set with different factions. But if you missed the original Kill Team Starter box, here was your chance. So you could pick it up and get all that cool stuff. They had Blackstone Fortress Escalation, which, I don't know, takes an already difficult, sometimes, game to a new level of, I want to scratch my eyes out with a pen.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So it really does depend on the group that you're playing with, because some groups synergize and they understand how to use everybody's strengths better than other groups.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can make that game very, very difficult for yourself by buying these different things.
Fair enough.
Some Hobbit models came out to go with the Scouring of the Shire book from the month before. So you had some Hobbit sheriffs and, some of the different named Hobbits and what have you. Cool. So you could bolster your forces if that was your shtick. In the 40K area, this might have been considered a pretty big month for them because new captains and lieutenants came out. And how long can you go without a new lieutenant, really?
That's true.
I mean, come on. So
that is true.
For a very brief moment in time, the Invictor Warsuit came out. And I think everyone realized how flippin' cool they were.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen them since. So you can't buy them for love or money these days. Well, you can buy them for money. If you enjoy giving eBay scalpers a ton of your hard-earned cash, you can get them. But
they're still not available?
They're still not available from the flagship.
Oh, wow.
And what'll happen is they'll make a production run, they'll come in, bam, gone. So,
jeez.
It's not like they're not trying to fill the orders. They are.
Yeah.
So, but in 40K, we had the first two supplements to Space Marine Codex come out. And this basically changed the face of 40K, well, through at least this month and probably through at least LVO, because Space Marines Loyalists have gotten a hell of a kick in the pants.
Yeah.
And it started with the, who knew, Ultra Smurfs and the White Scars.
Yep.
And they didn't just get good. They got good. I mean,
yeah, they did.
Damn. What was funny is even as these books were dropping and being so amazing, the guys that were playtesting were saying, you ain't seen nothing yet, kiddies.
Yeah. Yep, because the rest of the founding chapters or founding
chapters.
Legions,
okay, chapters.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting their own books coming out soon.
And what was really interesting about this is I think GW finally admitted in their heart of hearts that people love Ultra Smurfs and they love the White Scars and all that stuff, but they also love the chapters that they've made that are descended from these first founding legions.
The Nova Marines and
stuff
like that, yeah.
And so they built into these supplements the ability to say, my pink harlots are every bit as good as our father company, the Ultramarines, and we should have access to everything they do. And you now do.
Yeah.
You can take the Ultramarines relics. You can take their powers, all their abilities, and you can basically make your pink harlots just exactly like Ultra Smurfs and go wreck face with them, which is huge. Yep. I mean, because it always was that if you were Blood Angels, you could use Blood Angels relics and all this other stuff, but if you were Blood good guys, no, sorry.
Flesh Terrors.
You're not, if you were Flesh Terrors, you didn't get nothing. Dante wouldn't give you none of the cool toys.
Yep.
So now, I mean, it does cost you some CPs to borrow these chapter relics and what have you, but you can do it and you can have fun, and it makes the game better for everyone. August truly was a 40K month.
Yeah, it was. It's okay, because September.
Oh, boy, why don't you hit this one? My God.
So, again, we continue with the Space Marine rollout. So we get the Iron Hands and the Raven Guard.
Yay!
We get Shrike as a chapter master.
Yep.
And we get a new Iron Hands character.
Yes.
And also with each of these releases, we're also getting upgrade kits.
Yeah.
So that you can put cool, unique stuff on your generic Marines to give them a little extra flavor, which is awesome.
Yeah. Way cool.
God, wow.
Yeah.
Now seeing what else we got. So for Warcry, we got the Monsters and Mercs book. So 2 months after it dropped, we already got the first expansion.
Yeah, which they actually have finally come around and admitted that they wanted all those rules to be in the main book, but print capacity of the book just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that's why this book was so ready and hot on the heels of the release. So
then we got Beastgrave.
Oh my gosh.
The second iteration of third iteration of Underworlds.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. We have not even sunk our teeth into that yet.
We haven't, and I really want to. I played a couple of games with Pam, and I have to say that they've made very, very little tweaks to the rules that make the game a ton of fun. And in Beastgrave, they basically invalidated all of the Shadespire cards. The actual, I want to say, the non-faction specific universal cards from Season 1 are all gone. You can no longer use them, which means they're taking a page from the Magic book and realizing that we have to keep things fresh and cool, and we can't just basically say if you got in at the ground floor, you win all your games.
Yeah.
So it
good.
Reestablishes that competitive playfield.
Then we got Aeronautica Imperialis.
The whole game. And keep in mind, this is a release with a major rule book, and then a major expansion book, a box set, and then 8 or 10 different boxes of aircraft that you can buy. This is a huge release.
Yeah.
And it's we've played it. It's a fun game.
It is a super fun game. Out of all the side games, or whatever you want to call them, that we've done so far, if you called me over here and said, well, which one do you want to play? I'd probably say that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Even over Warcry.
Yep.
I really enjoyed Warcry.
Yeah.
So
it's a brilliant game. It's well done. The rules are fast and fluid. Well done, GW.
Yeah. And then in the worlds of the mortals realms, we got Gotrek.
Yeah. Just a little model.
Just a little guy. A wee little man.
It's not a very big model. I mean,
it's a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Little
big
bit.
axe.
It's kind of, I don't know, he came out for $35 and there's not a lot of plastic there.
Yeah.
I think by weight, he's the most expensive model.
Yeah. So Gotrek Garnison, he is a beast.
God.
He is a one-man army.
And they understood that they were releasing a one-man army and made sure that the rules reflected it.
Yeah.
You know?
I still don't know why I don't have that model.
Why don't you have that model?
I don't know, but I need to get around to picking that up.
Dwarf, you should have that.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. I'm sorry. I apologize to our listeners for my
hope so.
lack of commitment.
Yeah.
AOS gaming book.
Yeah. That's the compilation book. They put out it was really weird. They put out the 40K gaming book and the AOS gaming book, which is just basically the core rules plus all of the ancillary stuff with the errata up to that date and the scenarios corrected for anything that had come out. So you could stop carrying around the General's Handbook, the old General's Handbook, the Forbidden Power, the Realms.
That's right.
You have everything right here. The Realms are in there, the books, scenario. You got everything in one nice small book.
Yeah, no more malign sorceries and stuff like that. Yeah,
super handy. They caught a lot of flack for charging for that book, and my thought was, you're an idiot.
Yeah, have you played this game before?
Yeah, ever. So
they're not going to miss the opportunity to make a couple extra bucks. Actually,
and the value that you get is far worth the $35 that it costs.
Yeah, you'll be all right, sweetheart.
Yeah, get over it.
And then yet another double release.
Oh, really?
For Battletomes, we got both.
Oh, I didn't know.
Cities of Sigmar and a little wonderful, delicious dark chocolate, nutty goodness Battletome Auric War Clans, which made me a very, very happy little boy.
So, honestly, one of the premier books in AOS and one book that is absolutely smashing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Auric book is super smashing and good, but the Free Cities book, we gushed over it when it came out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you even said it. You could go through that book for hours and not find the best combo yet.
Yeah. You could play that army for years and still find new fun things to do with it.
Just
so much.
Knock it out of the park. And, of course, the orcs. I mean, you can talk about the orcs. You can tell everybody why they're cool.
Yeah, the Auric War Clans book, I said it on Twitter. I sat there and I just was writing lists, and I was having so much fun coming up with different lists and felt like they're all viable.
Sure.
You kind of have this moment of like, well, what else can I do? Oh, yeah, that's right. There's essentially 2 whole other armies in here.
Yeah.
There's all the Bone Splitters, which I've never even played. I've never even tapped into that stuff. And then the Big Wall, which mixes them both. And it's just like, oh.
You can get nuts with that one. And this is where these combination books are really starting to shine.
Yeah.
Is you can play it your way. I hate to say it, but yay McDonald's. Or yay Burger King.
Yeah, Burger King there, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. Just it's me as a corporate shill.
Yeah.
Don't forget your Pepsi with that. I'm sorry.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Pepsi.
Cool.
Anyways, a little bit of a ball dropped for neither of them getting endless spells or terrain. Which,
right.
But
again, I can kind of see it.
I can't, Bill. Moving on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, Oryx really shouldn't be relying on a lot of endless spells stuff. The Bone Reapers maybe should have had something, but the Free Cities, I honestly don't see them as...
You mean the Bone Splitters? You said Bone Reapers.
I was reading ahead.
They had like the biggest terrain kit in the game.
I know. Okay, Bone Splitters.
Yeah.
I could kind of see them having maybe an endless spell or two, but... Really, in the destruction arena, I think they just really want those as more in your face, smash your guts out. Oh, and we have a wiggle finger back there, and he's just doing something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So
I hear you.
But you don't.
However, how cool would it have been for Iron Jaws to have an endless spell?
A real Foot of Gork.
A real Foot of Gork. Something a la A Christmas Story with the lamp.
Oh, my
Like
God.
that size that you put on the table. Just this gargantuan mannequin foot
Oh, my God.
that you drop on your opponent's army. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it would have been
Missed
very
opportunity, guys. Really.
Yeah. Certainly.
Might want to errata that one back in.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm an ideas guy. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm an idea man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Roll with me. So, yeah. Fantastic month. So that puts our grand total up to 9 army
with
books.
2
I
more
believe.
books.
No, 8.
No.
Yeah, no, 9 army books. Which
No. Because Orc War Clans and Cities of Sigmar, the only ones we have left are
Yeah, we have 3 more.
Ogres and Ossiarchs.
And Slaves of Darkness.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Oh. How dare you? Anyways, that was probably the best month. We could really just stop there with the Orc War Clans release. Nothing else.
Technically, we could have stopped anywhere after April and been like, whoa, what a great year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That is true.
Yeah. But it only gets better.
Octobers.
Oh, my gosh.
We have Grimwatch for Underworlds.
Mm-hmm.
And that was...
Flesh Eater Courts for Underworlds.
Yep.
And if you... Wow. Okay. Yeah. If you like Flesh Eater Courts, you will like the Grimwatch.
I'm going to pause here for a second.
Certainly.
When did the Wolf Riding Goblins come out for?
Ooh, did I leave them off?
Yeah, you left that off.
Oh, my.
It had to have been somewhere right around in there.
You're
too.
right. It was around there somewhere.
And that was a fantastic kit.
Yeah. Another
me-
one. Yeah, you're right. I did not put them.
Has me wondering what the future holds for Gobos.
Yeah.
Gobos!
Especially with those as new kits.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got more Blackstone Fortress kits.
Yeah, this is actually kits now to catch you up if you were playing, if you wanted to play the Blackstone Fortress stuff in your 40K games.
Yep.
Here you now have access to the kits without having to buy the whole game.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to have, another set. Because honestly, some of those, some of the the Trader Guardsmen are absolutely crazy good models. So it was an opportunity for people to get those sprues without having to jump into the game.
Yeah, it works perfect for somebody like me.
Yeah.
Who, you have the game.
I have the game.
So why would I buy it?
Right.
I'll just play yours.
Yeah.
But I plan on playing some kind of an Imperial Soup style stuff, and I
Sure.
love Rogue Traders. I've always
Yeah.
been my favorite thing in 40K is Rogue Traders. So it allows me to pick up that kit
You betcha.
without having to buy
The entire
$200 game,
something. Yeah.
$160 game, whatever it is. Yeah. Not that would be a bad investment, but still.
Right. But why?
Then we get a bit of a tease for you
Yo,
with the Lizardmen Blood Bowl team.
jerks.
Yeah.
Absolute
Oh,
jerks.
Lizardmen.
How you play with my affections.
Yeah. Then we get Adeptus Titanicus Knights,
Oh, yeah.
which are so cute. They're
just-
so cute.
they're so
guys.
cute.
Oh, little guys. With your little pew-pews. Yeah, it's just, again, Adeptus Titanicus. The
Yeah.
models are so good.
And, yeah, it's
Another game.
nuts.
Another game. Ugh. And Heavy Bombers.
Heavy bombers for AI, for Aeronautica Imperialis. So, yeah.
Then, in the vein of 40K, we will round out the Space Marine chapters with Imperial Fists and Salamanders,
Yay!
each getting completely new character models.
Yes. Somebody new and different and fun.
And both of those models looked unreal.
Yes.
Unreal.
And both of those faction books are crazy good.
I also noticed that you forgot to put the second book of Vigilus.
Oh, Vigilance Ablaze?
Yeah.
Did I?
With the first
You're
one.
right. I put...
Oh, we also forgot to mention the Abaddon kit. Way
Oh,
back
yeah.
in March.
way back in March, Abaddon came out. The new Abaddon.
God, how do we miss that one, buddy?
I don't know. We're pretty bad at this.
Whew, if only somebody had put it together in a chronological list. Oh,
Wait,
whoops.
I did that.
Blood of the Phoenix. This is the start of the new boxes, kind of, this new price point.
Yep.
But it is also the start of getting big kits
Yeah.
in these boxes.
Crazy,
So you get a
super
Falcon
huge.
or a Wave Serpent. I think it's the same.
Wave
kit.
Serpent,
Wave
yeah.
Serpent. You get
Falcon.
Venom.
Yep.
Just tons of kits. You also get 2 new characters.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, that box is so good.
That is truly one of those defining new boxes. And at the same time as Blood of the Phoenix, you get Psychic Awakening 1, which gives you all your rules for your Dark Eldar and your Eldar.
Which is also the first book of the new campaign, which is still going.
Yes.
And this Vigilus was 2 books, 2 big, thick books.
Big.
And then this is like 6 or 7.
There's
Psychic
supposed to
Awakening.
be at least 7, yeah.
Yeah. And each one is going to highlight a couple armies.
Revamping at least a couple of armies. Yeah.
So, yeah, which is,
And they've all been amazing. We've only seen 3 so far, and they've been amazing.
yeah,
What they have done for those factions. So
absolutely.
crazy cool. If you are the 40K guy, you are beside yourself with giddiness.
Loving it right now.
Yep.
Middle Earth, the strategies of battles in a game.
And so much stuff came out in October. It's crazy. The announcement of all the kits was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 pages worth of the Warhammer community site.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, just the number of kits that came out for Rohan and Gondor and everything that really wasn't Dol Amroth came out, honestly.
Yeah.
Is either new kits or available, or we're reprinting these. So it was a big month for Middle Earth strategy battle game. Really big.
Very tasty.
Yes.
And then into the realms of mortals,
Who knew?
yet another double release
Oh, God.
with
What a month.
the Ogre Maw tribes finally being unified in one book, one cohesive army.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank God.
And a whole new army with the OCR Bone Reapers.
Yeah.
Completely new, reimagined, redone, whatever you want to say. I know
Yeah.
it's very controversial with people in their Tomb Kings, but this is kind of like
This is
new-
the logical outgrowth of that motif.
Yeah.
So,
And they are a fantastic army.
yes, they are.
I think they look even better in person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now that I've seen Troy's on the table a couple times,
Yeah.
and they're not even painted yet, and I know Troy's going to bring the heat
Oh, yeah.
paint-wise, so
Yep.
definitely looking forward to that. And to celebrate this dual release, we got the Feast of Bones book
Wow. Or box set.
box set.
Yeah.
Yeah, box set. That's
Talk about crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And yet again, they kind of slipped up on this one too.
They did not realize how big that was going to go over.
Not quite as bad as Loon Curse, but it
No.
still went pretty quick.
They were gone fast.
And you still can't get that Tyrant
No.
model.
You cannot. And I mean, I literally could not buy that box. I had to end up going halves with a guy at the store.
Yep.
Which was good. I didn't want to get into the OCR Bone Reapers at that
Yeah,
moment.
you're regretting it now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. In a big way.
See, Bill, this is what happens when you don't buy absolutely everything that comes out.
FOMO.
Yep.
You betcha. That'll never happen to me again, damn it.
Yep.
No, that's
Telling
not true.
you.
That's not true.
That's what you get for showing weakness.
I know. I had a moment. So, but I was able to get the ogres, and that tyrant is so
It's amazing, kid.
super
amazing
nice. And so October was honestly,
That's a big one.
it was a big month because this was a whole newly reimagined or re-engineered, whatever you want to call it. OCR Bone Reapers is new, and they're brand new, and they didn't exist before, and now they are a thing.
Yeah.
And a big thing, I might add.
Looks like October was the last big volume release.
Yes.
Not like the last release of things by importance or whatever, but just sheer amount of content
Yes.
being dropped. October was the last big one. But we know that it tends to be the case.
Yeah.
November and December, they slow down a bit.
And what's odd is the November is always usually the specialist game. Some
Yeah.
specialist game gets redone and released. And they did kind of do that with the Necromunda Dark Uprising box. So we can claim that they kept going with that if you want, because that's a huge box. And the value in that is over the top. But it was costly. It was, what, $260?
Something like that. I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
But you get a board full of terrain and 2 complete gangs,
Right.
plus the rule book, the revamped rule book, And I mean, it's worth every penny of it.
Well, we'd already bucked the curve anyways with Aeronautica Imperialis being released earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So that was a side or a specialist
It's a specialist game. Yep.
that didn't fit the mold either.
Right.
So then we got book. We got book 2,
Yeah.
The Psychic Awakening, Faith and Fury. Which has rules for the Black Templars.
Yes.
And then also has some cool rules for a bunch of the Chaos Space Marine
Yes.
sub-factions.
Yep.
And then we got
November.
Sisters of Battle box.
Yeah.
Which...
It was the November to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. I finally got mine in the mail.
Nice.
From Game Workshop.
All
Yes,
right.
Finally got my mitts on it.
Sweet.
So I have that. And it's just so good. Those models are so amazing. I've gushed and gushed and gushed about this. So.
How can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's. First of all, this has been 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, this was a release that at any point they could have really screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
And up to this point, with the release of the Army box, and they told you flat out, this is going to be exclusive. If you don't get your hands on this, don't whine. We're going to make it available. But we only have X many. So if you want it, get it.
Yeah.
Tell us you actually want this stuff. And dear God, they did. But I would say, luckily, except for the screw up of one per customer, not one per order.
Yeah. Oops.
It really was, when you think of how big this release was and the fact that it was 20 years in the making, it wasn't too bad.
Right.
So, and it's Sisters of freaking Battle, for God's sakes.
Yep.
And I have no interest in doing them about 2 days before that box dropped. And then all of a sudden,
yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're so beautiful.
So good.
Yeah. And of course, also November was the month when all the OCR Bone Reaper kits, because the book dropped toward the end of the month.
Yeah.
And so in
we
November,
got Feast of Bones, then we got the book, then we got next month all the kits.
And then in November, all the OCR Bone Reapers kits hit. So November was a huge month. Only really 4 things came out.
Right.
But it was huge.
From what I hear, we'll get the rest of Sisters in February.
Yeah.
That'll be the big release for the Army.
Last January, end of January, beginning of February. So
definitely looking forward to that. December.
Hey, that's today.
Yep.
Ish.
What we've gotten this month.
Oh, God.
Part 3 of Psychic Awakening, The Blood of Baal.
Oh,
you loved this book.
Oh, my God. So Blood Angels became a thing again.
Yep.
And it gives hope to the space puppies and the chaos. I mean, the
Dark
green.
Angels?
Oh, yeah, Dark Angels.
That's the one.
Yeah. Chaos Space Yeah.
And gorgeous Mephiston model.
Oh, without a doubt. Mephiston is, whew.
Yeah.
What a beautiful model. And multi-pose, so you can pick how you want to depict him. Oh, man. And, a lot of people are glossing over the treatment that Tyranids got in that book. And honestly, if you really want to get your comeuppance, listen to Reese, listen to Paul Murphy over there on Forge the Narrative. They'll tell you about what happened to Tyranids. It's not like Blood Angels are just going to go wreck face.
Yeah.
Tyranids got good, real good.
It also has me kind of excited about what are they going to do with the redo of Mephiston. Does that mean we're going to get redos of some of those other really, really old models? The Dante, the Azrael, there's a couple other Dark Angel characters that are really old.
Well, yeah, they announced the new, what's his name?
Lucius or some Lazarus.
Lazarus, yeah. Not Luther. We were talking about that today. It's not Luther.
No.
He's not a Dark Angel.
There's a couple Space Wolf characters that need
Oh,
a little love.
A lot of love.
So, yeah, it'd be nice to see some of that stuff get redone.
And you know it's coming.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, it'd be cool to see. Oh, geez, I can't believe I'm blanking out.
Belial could use, yeah.
Or
Astaroth the Grim. I mean, there's a lot of models out there that could use a little facelift.
Yeah, or maybe a Ragnar Blackmane crossing the Rubicon.
Yep.
Or, I don't know. There's just so many options. Maybe the lion or the wolf. There's got to be. We'll get into all this. Never mind.
We will.
Our predictions.
Yep.
So, we also got chapter approved for 40K.
Yep.
So that is always a good thing.
December was like the month of annuals. Every system that wasn't AOS, because we got our book earlier. But yeah, chapter approved came out for 40K. Kill Team annual. Blackstone Fortress got an annual.
Which is fantastic.
Which, yeah, when you think about it, that's a specialist game. That would be like Blood Bowl getting an annual, which they do a lot. But, I mean, it's big. They're pushing it. It's out there.
Well, and I think it's really cool, too, because it shows that hopefully this continues to be a thing, and that next year, say, I don't know, the April White Dwarf has a really cool thing for Blackstone Fortress, and you missed that edition.
Right.
And sometimes tracking down older White Dwarfs can be difficult because they shred them, apparently.
Yes.
And you're just like, man, come on. I wanted to play that new scenario or whatever it was. Okay, you missed it for now.
Right.
But in December, it and everything else that came out for the game that year is going to be in one condensed place.
Going to be in one nice place.
I think that's awesome that they're doing that now.
Brilliant.
I'm surprised we didn't get a well, I guess AI is still a fairly new game.
Yeah.
And Adeptus Titanicus, but they could probably just do both of those in one.
Sure. And
do an annual for both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe combine the two games and we could have that again.
You're eating my predictions.
Oh,
Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
And then, oh, God, this is so good. The Rohan stuff.
Oh,
Warren Rohan from Middle Earth. That, okay, first of all, the kits, fantastic.
Over the top.
So good. But that scenery. Have you got it yet?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's in the other room. Yeah.
Oh.
And the fact, once again, just like they did with the Stormvalds, Ray Tranfield actually he's been doing Facebook posts and Instagram posts and on the video showing how modular this scenery is for the game, to where you can combine the one house kit to make everything up to the huge longhouse at Edoras to, just the way it comes, just one little house and with a dormer. Or you can combine it to make huge houses. And the same thing with the palisades and the walls. You can do so many things with them. And the parts are in there that if you want to build a corner where they didn't think a corner went, when you combine them, there's an actual piece that will fit in there and will close off the corner so that it looks like they always meant to be there.
Wow.
It's nuts how modular.
Yeah, what a good year. Let's just pause it here for a second and say what a good year for Middle Earth.
Oh, God, yes.
For a game that always seemed to never get anything till December rolled around, and then they got a little nod.
A blurb, yeah.
Now, all year long, they're getting support. Fantastic support. Terrain and books and campaigns.
Expansions out the wazoo. And of anybody, they are the ones getting the most. You missed these models when they come out? Well, here they come again.
Yeah.
They're getting that a lot. And which is great because that game really does revolve around the heroes. And if you don't have the guys to make your Rohan army work, it's going to kind of be very unfulfilling to play.
Exactly.
You need to have Theoden. You need to have Eodred and Eomer and all those guys to make it thematic and play the way you envision the book and the film to play. So, yeah. Love them.
And then the last announcement for December, the last release of the year, the final nail in the coffin of 2019.
Jesus Christmas.
The 12th, count it, 12th battle tome for Age of Sigmar, Slaves to Darkness. Taking every last final bit of chaos, unifying it in one book, and just being amazing.
Yeah.
Archeon on the cover. We finally get him in a full-on army of his own, Everchosen in their own army.
Yes.
Instead of just being a couple war scrolls crammed into a book. We got all the Warcry war bands in there. All kinds of other random stuff that's been released.
Yeah.
Just put in this book. Magnificent Knights and Warrior models in a start collecting box that are snap fit.
Yeah.
With a new Chaos Lord on top of a new monster.
Hello.
Just unbelievable. New endless spells. They didn't get terrain, though, did they?
No, not that I know of. No.
So, that's all right.
But again, it doesn't fit thematically with the way they...
Right. You know what your terrain piece is? Archeon.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Or
that
8
is
points.
The pinnacle of a centerpiece model.
Yeah.
So, and he's terrifying. He's truly terrifying now. But you don't have to run him in that book for it to be so scary. There is so
very
much,
strong.
So much synergy. It's one of those, like, every time I read through it, I'm just like, what? They can do what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just reroll all my hits, all my wounds, all my armor saves.
I listened to some of the reviews on, and I just think to myself, they have to nerf this before.
World. Oh.
I mean, it's over the top, some of it. But then, you realize what the actual, in order to do that, you have to do this and this and this. It's not just, this is army-wide. You get to re-roll everything all the time.
I'm telling you, Tzeentch and Nurgle are the two strongest out of that book, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, they're so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the sub-factions, like the Kabbalists and there's a couple others. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Yep.
But they're all tasty. I don't know. God, that book is so good.
The builds that are in that book are, again, it's another one of those where you're going to see stuff coming out of there for a while.
Yeah.
And
it's popular army.
Yeah.
Always has been. Warriors of Chaos have always been a big one. So.
And that's the thing is they did all of that stuff without invalidating the original Warriors of Chaos.
Yep.
So you're not screwed if you've been around a while.
Yeah, all your Marauders circa 1981.
Yeah.
Or whatever those
They have a place.
Yeah, they still very much have a place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing like 120 Marauders with a 4-up, 4-up, 5-up, 6-up. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, they're going to get silly.
Yeah.
But they're susceptible to mortal wounds.
No, they're not. Dude, that's what makes Nurgle so scary.
Oh, God.
It has just as much punch as a Khorne army and all the resiliency of Nurgle.
Yeah, it's strange. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
12 books.
12 battle tomes.
With 3 of them being major releases. I mean, major character, or, not just a character in an endless spell, but lots of models or revamped models.
Yeah,
it's
so.
Like, oh my God.
Hedonites, Osiark Bone Reapers.
Gloomspite, Osiark.
Yeah.
I mean, just crazy. And, I mean, you can't honestly tell me that half of this year would have been a phenomenal year any other year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like we said at the top of the show, 2019 saw more stuff released in a 12-month span than probably any 10 years combined before.
And I want to go back to the LVO, or was it LVO or Adepticon, where GW stood up in front of everybody and flat out lied to everyone.
Okay.
And saying that all the factions are going to get a book this year.
What do you mean?
Remember when they said that all of the Grand Alliances were going to get a book?
Right.
But it's true, I guess, if you take it directly point for point, every faction did get at least a book. But why didn't they come out and say, oh, everybody's going to get like 4 books? You little sons of bitches.
They did say, to be fair, that every Grand Alliance would get at least 1 book, Bill. At least.
Oh,
one.
did they say at least?
Yeah, they said at least.
Oh, I thought they said a book.
No.
Every Grand Alliance would get a book.
At least 1.
Wow. Okay, so they didn't lie.
No.
I take it back.
No, you don't.
You're right. I don't. Because I don't need to.
No.
Because they've taken so much of my money this year.
Yeah, they have, and they're going to take so much more next year.
If this is any indication of how they're going to act going forward,
yeah.
First of all, they're going to be on my naughty list next year.
Okay.
Second of all, I'm out. I'm done.
Why is that, Bill?
Because I have enough to play for the rest of my natural life without ever buying another flippin' thing.
Right.
I could play games until I was 6 feet under.
Okay.
What more do I need? What? Don't look at me like that, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to get everything that comes out, you little loser.
Yeah. Hold on a second, Bill. Do you remember what was the book that we talked about, or the box? Going way, way back. Not even that far back to October.
Feast of Bones?
Feast of Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of regretting. Bill, look at me.
No, I'm not.
Bill.
No.
I need you to look at me right now.
I can't.
When you showed a little bit of restraint and then it bit you. It bit you hard, didn't it, buddy?
That didn't bother me.
You cross all your fingers.
But I looked you in the eye.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's as much as we know this isn't going to happen, and I wouldn't want it to happen to anybody. If they fold it up, if they basically on New Year's Eve said, we've had a great run, everybody's kind of tired, Duncan's right, let's quit, we're done.
Yeah.
We would literally have enough stuff to go forward and play and have a grand time with for the next 5 years, minimum. I mean,
I appreciate what you're trying to say. You're so wrong.
Oh, I know.
You're so wrong. I need more.
Oh, I do too. And I want more.
Can't stop, won't stop?
No. Because, we were talking about this earlier when we were talking about predictions is we're no longer, shall we move into what we think is coming?
Yeah.
So that we actually have an intro for this discussion.
What we think is coming.
In 2020, where our vision is gooder.
Stop it.
Okay, sorry. Honestly, in just Age of Sigmar, discounting any other system, they have now wrapped up everything into nice little packages. Yeah. With the exception of Seraphon, there is nothing out there that is screaming for a revamp. And I predicted this, that at LVO they will announce the new Lizardmen faction or the new codex plus some maybe models, I don't know. However they decide to reimagine how Seraphon work. That will happen at I'm saying LVO, Adepticon at the latest.
Right.
At which point everything's caught up. The only things we're going to see from now on are, revamps and fixes to what's out there. Some of it could use a little tweak here and there. But we're going to see all new stuff. And I can't even begin to imagine what this new stuff is going to be. You look at Osiark Bone Reapers, you look at Heed Knights of Slaanesh, you look at Idneth Deepkin, Daughters of Cain. What can't they do?
I don't know.
I mean, could we get all new humans? Could we get cat people? Could we get dog people?
Stop it.
Could we get... Yes, we can.
No, don't encourage furries. Just don't. Please.
Could we get plushies? Could we get furries?
Oh, God.
Battle Tome plushies. That'd scratch so many itches.
Furry Force 5. Look at that. YouTube that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't.
Thank me later.
Don't. Well, I mean,
love you, hip hop.
if you want to, go ahead. But, don't say I didn't tell you.
Right.
I mean, looking forward to seeing what they might do. First of all, I think in this year we're going to see some sort of apocalypse for Age of Sigmar.
Okay.
We are going to see probably 2 new factions or a completely revamped Lizardmen and another faction somewhere. But honestly, and here's the deal, even if they rest on their laurels from last year, I don't think there'll be a lot of complaining.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I still see them doing at least a couple of new things. And who knows, we might be wrong, but maybe we see realm books. Maybe we see campaign-type books. Mm-hmm. They first came out with when Age of Sigmar was new and they had the 4 or 5 big campaign books.
Oh, the Realm Gate Wars?
Yeah. Maybe they do something like that. I swear to God, I wish I could read ahead.
Some Vigilus Ablaze level stuff.
Sure.
For Age of Sigmar.
8 points ablaze.
Ooh.
Okay. What do you see coming?
Okay. So I have a feeling that in January we might see maybe Kharadron Overlords and Tzeentch get redone.
I'm going to beat you.
So my bold predictions for 2020 is that we will see chamber books for Stormcast.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. We did for chapters for Space Marines.
Yep.
I think we will see whatever the new Heish giant thing was that they announced. Yep. So I'm hoping that's 2 separate things, kind of like we talked about with the Giants being this universal kit deal. Yep. It's like Knights for Age of Sigmar, and then I'm really hoping to see some kind of like angelic Tyrian elves.
Yeah.
Or some kind of crazy demon Malekith or Malarian elves from Shyish.
Wow.
Shyish is
Hish.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else for the Ages of Sigmars. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of big campaign style book. We've gotten one every year, whether that's
Forbidden Power or Malign Sorcery.
Yeah,
there'll be something that shakes up I think they're getting tired of the Necroquake thing.
Yeah,
it's time to spin the time forward a little bit and fight something different.
If I really had to wish list a completely new faction for Destruction. Something just totally from scratch.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. I'm all on that. I think, there's been a dangerous precedent set with, there was a Start Collecting Orcs and Goblins book. Start Collecting Orcs and Goblins box. Oh, I guess it was really just orcs, greenskins.
Yeah.
And that was discontinued.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows that stuff that's labeled as Age of Sigmar could still be cut.
Oh, yeah.
They did it a lot with the Cities of Sigmar book. A lot of that stuff went bye-bye.
Yep.
So I'm thinking what they may do, just completely cut Seraphon out of the game.
Okay. Sure.
I'm just saying that I think we've seen Games Workshop is bold and brave and willing to do what needs to be done to finally just get rid of dead weight, trim the fat, as it were. Something's got to be done with Seraphon, right?
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be reimagined.
I don't know if it'll be quite as early as you're thinking. I don't see why it couldn't be, for sure. But I think maybe it'll take a little longer because I honestly feel like they have got to just redo that whole line. Please don't just drop a whole new book and then that's it. And we just still use those same old tired models. I mean, some of them are great, the Carnosaur and Troglodon and the pterodactyls and.
But what if they decide to go along the route of, here's one new model, or a new imagined lizard,
Okay.
and a book that ties all your stuff together and kind of makes you different now. And then what if they start coming out with, here's a box for Blades of Corn, a new thing for Blades of Corn. Here's something for Carriage and Overlords. Here's something for Daughters of Cain. And just something, rather than these splash releases of, here's a whole new faction. What if everybody just got a new thing, one new thing, or a completely reimagined thing? I'm spitballing, obviously, but I wouldn't be averse to seeing, hey, here's a whole completely new unit for, you name it. Beastmen, or, here's a different set of ogres. And that way you start to revamp the line, and you can get rid of some of the older models. They can go to Legends. And, you breathe a little bit of new life into it without revamping entire lines and telling people to recollect the army that you already have.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool for sure. I don't know. It's so weird, right? Because, as of January, so much is caught up.
Yeah.
So much is really, it's just Seraphon are the oddball out.
It's the only thing left.
Every single War Scroll has been rolled up into a book. So yeah, I mean they could go in any direction they want.
I know, and it's crazy do they just do completely new factions, or do they head out and have, a little bit for everyone, or maybe just strike off in a whole new direction? Hey, you know how there's 8 mortal realms? We found a new one. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Can we change everything to 9? I mean,
they have so much to flesh out from what they have now.
Exactly, but you never know.
That's true.
I don't put anything beyond the way they do things now, because they are knocking everything they touch out of the park.
Pretty much.
And honestly, there's arguments to be made for any direction they want to go.
Yeah.
And I don't care. So what about in the 40K world? Where do you see things?
A new freaking Primarch for the Loyalists, please.
Oh.
Something.
Okay.
I don't care if it's the Lion or
I want it to be the Lion so
the
bad.
I don't.
Lehman Russ would be great.
I don't much care for either one of those, but still, I think it would just be cool to see more of them. Angron.
No.
Angron, if you're listening, Games Workshop, Angron. He's a cool dude. Might want to do a model for him. Maybe new Khorne Berserkers. I don't know. And then in the Saga of the Beast, might be a cool time to drop a new Ghazghkull.
New Ghazghkull Thraka, please.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying I hedge my bets, GW, but I've just bought 2 freaking orc armies in addition to the 2.5 I already had.
Yeah.
I'm saying I need Ghazghkull. I'm just saying.
Kind of have an absurd amount of greenskins, buddy.
Yeah. Well, honestly, orcs are a fungus. Can you have too many? Really?
Yeah. No, okay. I feel you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a little greenskin envy.
There you go. Well, I guess it's because one of my greenskin armies is yours. So
2 of your greenskin armies are mine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Half your greenskin collection used to be mine.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Wow.
I do. We alluded to it earlier, but one of the things I see in this motif is we've seen Adeptus Titanicus, and it's a Forge World thing. We've seen Aeronautica Imperialis. These are the same scale games. These are very similar sorts of things. I see them coming out this year with something to tie the tank and infantry forces, to include Space Marines, into these and tie it all together as an epic style game, as the new epic game.
Yeah, if they do that, I don't know if I could buy enough of it.
No, I'd pretty much be selling everything else I have. And
epic is what got me into all of this.
That's right. Yeah, me too.
So
playing over in George's trailer, when they lived over there, and he was just the manager of War Games West, and going over there to play Games of Epic.
Wow.
For just
War Games
afternoons.
West.
Yeah.
Deep pull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's when I first got here in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So, yep. That was so much fun. And that's really what kicked me off again, because really after I got back from Germany, I hadn't picked it up.
Yeah.
I hadn't really done anything with the game. So, but yeah, I agree. They need a Primarch. I don't care who you do. Bring back Jagadai Khan. He would be very non-committal. He wouldn't fight with Roboute.
Yeah.
Roboute Tay. I'm sorry, Phil Kelly, December, White Dwarf. He shows everyone how to pronounce every name in 40K and AOS. Thank you.
Vulcan.
Yeah, he could come back.
We know he's out there. He's a perpetual.
And I don't care who you bring back. It could be a lot of fun. Maybe they want to bring back someone that will go head-to-head with Roboute.
Rogaldorn.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Golly gosh, gee. That'd be silly.
Sanguinius.
Don't.
Yeah,
No.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Hashtag don't take that Band-Aid off.
I know. It's only been 10,000 years.
That's right.
Yeah, I want to see them move the campaign or move the story forward for 40K in a way that's not necessarily Imperium versus Chaos.
Right.
What are the orcs getting ready to do?
That's right. I think that's what Psychic Awakening is all about.
Yeah. What happened to that whole Tau?
Yeah, expansion
ring?
fleet. Yeah.
Where's the Necrons and all of this?
Yeah. Why are they helping the Imperium out
Yeah.
and then leaving?
Because we know. Oh, I mean, we know why, but when is that going to get flexed? Right, the hungry hippos of the galaxy.
Right. So,
what are the Eldar going to finally do?
yeah, yeah, they're kind of at a poop or get off the pot place now. So they have to make some hard choices. And oh gosh, at least they're willing to do it these days.
Yep.
They're moving
So
the
good.
story forward.
Very happy.
Oh, yep. So, without waxing more and more and more on what could happen, let's talk about what will happen. Let's make our hobby goals and promises right now.
Oh boy, line in the sand.
Yes.
We're going to put down a foundation you could build a house of trust and love on.
That is correct.
Right now.
You might as well just call the electrician, because light this baby up. All right, maybe not.
Okay. My hobby resolutions for 2020 are as follows. This would be when you play the crickets. I want to get my Sisters of Battle. Oh, God, just saying that makes me
It's
nervous.
your Faith and Fury year.
Yeah, it is the year of Faith and Fury. Black Templars and Sisters of Battle. I want to put those painted armies on the table. And I want to do some crazy fun narrative stuff.
Yeah.
For the show and whatnot. And my Iron Jaws. And that's going to be my competitive itch.
Nice.
As I want to jump into the ITC scene full bore with Orc War Clans. So
Yeah.
I'll be adding Bone Splitters to it eventually as well, but
Nice.
I have stupid amounts of Iron Jaws that have to get assembled and painted.
Yeah.
So that will keep me busy probably all years, those three armies. Not to mention KO getting redone.
Sure. That might impact something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see. But the Templars and Sisters are a go.
Yeah.
And this, having a minor stroke. This is the last time I collect Templars.
Ooh.
We're not doing it again.
All right.
It's all Primaris,
Yes.
so there's no reason to move on from it. And it'll be one that I paint myself and convert and do whatever I want to with it. So this is it.
Nice.
This is Templar Army number 4, I believe.
Wow.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's my hobby goals. I know it doesn't sound like much, just 3 armies, but if anybody knows me with my building and painting, it's not great. So
Yeah,
There we go.
adulting sucks. So,
And you?
2,000 points of ogres,
Okay.
plus maybe some extra beast claw to round out what I have.
Some goodies.
Yeah, just here and there, I might need a thing here and a thing there.
Right.
At least 2,000 points of OCR Bone Reapers,
Okay.
because I've given in, and yes, I love them.
Yeah.
And at least 2,000 points of Salamanders and 2,000 points of Blood Angels.
Really?
So, yeah. That'll be my goal for the year.
Okay.
Sally's BAs. I'd like to work on my Necrons. You know, I need some Necron stuff here and there to round out what I have.
Yeah, but you got pretty much a full-on Necron army.
So, yeah, I'm not too terribly worried. But I want to finish up my Destroyer, the Destroyers I have and the Destroyer Lords.
Okay.
So, because I'm kind of wanting in that department. So,
You're not going to say them, huh?
Hmm?
You're not going to say the one I want to hear?
Orcs?
No. You're not going to finish your Night Haunt?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they're almost at 2,000 points now.
Yeah, but they've been almost at 2,000
That's
points
true.
for a long
Yeah,
time.
you're right. I need to finish out a couple of units to bring them up to full speed. But
Yeah.
I already have those built. It's just a question of throwing the paint at them.
Sure.
And they're actually reasonably quick to paint, really, because of that scheme that I used.
Right.
They're not terribly hard.
Just saying, they've been at that point.
Yeah,
though,
that's true. I should knock them out.
For at least 6 months now.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I'll knock them out, too.
Okay.
All right.
Gaming-wise, we have got...
more games.
Yeah, well, get more games in general, but we want to... And this kind of ties into the show as well.
Yes.
Our goal is once every 3 months, once every quarter, to try to do something big for Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
The Middle-earth strategy battle game.
Yep.
We want to try and get some games of that and get some coverage of it. We want to obviously get Adeptus Titanicus
Yeah.
going, but that one is kind of tricky because you got to paint as you build the models.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's a thing.
it's one of those that
Effort,
you're
yeah.
just going to have to commit everything to that, all hobby energy to that.
Goes to it, yeah, for a week or two. And
Yep.
yepper.
Definitely more games of Aeronautica Imperialis.
For sure.
That is very fun. Blackstone
We
Fortress.
got to get a game going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please of that.
A big campaign. Yep.
And then I think that's pretty meaty right there. I know.
Along with the AOS and the Path to Glory games
Yeah.
and the Warcry that we got to do. And
Yeah, Warcry.
You know.
That's another big one.
Yep.
Oh, Kill Team.
Oh, yeah, we got to get a kill team.
Want to get some games of Kill Team in and see what that's like.
And, that'll be a good way to get our 40K stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Fleshed
I could do
out
a
and
Sisters
start-
Kill
you-
Team. I
yeah,
could do
Sisters
Black Templars. You could do Salamanders,
Yep.
stuff like that. So, definitely a thing.
Yep, for sure.
And then for the show, what do we want to do for the show? What do we want to announce? What our hopes and dreams are for the show in the next year?
What did we have for hopes and dreams for the show for next year? We wrote them down, remember?
I think the two big ones was that we wanted to do some kind of a live show, which we've
Yes.
talked about doing before. Episode 75 was supposed to be a live one.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Didn't
too
work out. That's going to happen. And then we want to do video content.
Yes.
That's the big one.
We kind of broached it last time talking about the videos and got a pretty favorable reaction from a
Yeah.
lot of people. So, yeah.
We're going to figure out how to do that so that at
Mm-hmm.
some point this year we can start doing battle reports and just videos in general.
Yep.
Might make the show a little more interactive.
We may jump into a Twitch stream to do actual live shows here and there.
Ooh, yeah.
Get
That'd be
input
cool.
from listeners and, patrons and what have you. So,
Yeah. I think those are the two big ones
pretty much.
for the show.
Videos and some Middle-earth strategy
Yeah.
battle game content and specialist game content and a live show. And we also said we were going to put on a full-blown charity event at some point this year. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to
So-
nail down. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
mm-hmm.
2020. I'm excited.
I am.
Very excited. The hobbyist inside me, the gamer inside me, super stoked.
Yeah.
My wallet weeps.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Might have to sell a child or two.
Oh, I wish I had some to sell. God.
Or just go for the hat trick and sell all three.
Oh, nice.
Trio discount.
I have contacts overseas.
Okay.
Can I get a cut?
Yeah, well, we'll see what the prices go for. The young one, man, she'll go for a lot. She's super cute. What's her name? I'm just kidding. God.
Wow. Okay. Yep. On that note, going to have to take all that out because FBI's listening now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Whoops.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, all we can do is look forward to 2020 because just looking back at 2019 and going, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, just wow.
I just want to see where we're going to be in 3 months. after we get KO and Tzeentch, after we get the LVO announcements, and then after we get the Adepticon announcements. Where are we going to be in 3 months? I wish we could stick a pin right here.
Yeah.
And then recap. Oh, it's going to be bananas.
It's going to be nuts. I love it. I love it. But anyway, we've been at this for just this segment alone has been an hour and a half.
Goodness.
And the segments we did before were like an hour and then 45 minutes.
Monster show to end the year.
That's right. Big one.
Let it slide into your ear holes, baby.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
I'd like to double her entendre.
And on that bombshell,
yeah,
I won't say Merry Christmas because it's too late and we're recording the day after Christmas, but Happy New Year, you wonderful sons of...
So we can say that, but I can't say bad.
I'm going to probably edit both of those.
Yeah,
out.
you're killing me.
I know.
Just beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
We can't say beep, but we can say beep.
Happy New beep, 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 you beep, beeps.
What are you telling everybody in Morse code over there?
No, seriously, Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for being with us for another calendar year.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. I don't care what I say about behind your back.
We'll see you next century.
Yay!
God.
If you would like to get in touch with us, you can reach us at our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/rollingbadpodcast, all one word. Our Patreon page is at www.patreon.com/rollingbadpodcast, again, all one word. The Twitter account for the show is at rolling_bad. And our individual Twitters are, for me, at Bill Castello, BILLCASTELLO. And for Elric, it's at Elric Edge, ELRICEDGE. All of our guests on the show will have their contact information in that show's show notes. The music in the show is used courtesy of Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com and used under the Creative Commons license. The Rolling Bad Podcast is protected under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International License. Information for this license can be found at creativecommons.org.
Oh, Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
It's your boy. Oh, Bill.
I love...
Rookie hour over there, Bill, coughing and knocking microphone around and fiddling with the playmat. Oh, Lord. Get it all out.
I'm sorry.
Embarrassing.
If only we were professionals at this.
Yep. Oh, Bill. Yeah, if you're that quality of player, it's because you...
Did you hear that?
Yeah. And the
lights went out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Weird. And my wife went out.
A glitch in the Matrix, or we reset?
Thanks, Neo.
Right? Who's president still?
Gerald Ford? No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, my God.